You're listening to Standing in Fire. Long pause was actually supposed to be in there. That was part of it.
Sure it was, yep.
Yeah, that was totally done on purpose. You see, the Dell Optiplex computer does exactly what the Dell Optiplex computer is supposed to do at all times. It's a tank. This is the greatest piece of technology to ever put on a podcast.
No, you should just stop right there. Ever, it's that awesome.
Do you think it's possible?
Back in 1997, you could definitely make that proclamation.
Do you think it's possible that at this moment there's anybody else streaming on a lower end machine than I am right now? On all of the
there's gotta be.
Twitch.tv.
There's gotta be.
Somebody's streaming, you think, on a lower end machine.
Someone's using a damn Chromebook right now. Streaming off of their school issue Chromebook at this very moment.
Well, that's probably the case. Probably with greater success than I'm having. Well, everybody, welcome to Standing in Fire. I'm Boom. I'm joined by Tess and Militus, and tonight we have got one heck of a show for you.
Best show
ever.
It is, and part of that reason it's the best show ever is that tonight is World Goth Day, or I guess it was World Goth Day all day.
Goth.
It was World Goth Day all day, and I wrote a poem, and I was hoping that Tess could read the poem to everybody in her goth voice.
Yes.
So what I wanted to do, I've got a little bit of goth music I was going to put in the background here. And then I'm hoping you can. Do you see the poem there that I wrote? I used a website.
I'm in the middle of reading Shakespeare right now.
Oh, I see. There's a website that helps you write goth poetry. So if this is something that interests you,
cool.
yes, it's called deadlounge.com/poetry, and you go in there and what it is you pick like your dark theme, and then you just sort of pick different phrases and it puts it all together, and this is the poem that I created today. So Tess, take us away.
No, my name is now Dark Butterfly. Okay. Alone in darkness, the night falls in a heavy, suffocating cloak. Entwined are we. The understanding for which you lust flares once, then dies, swallowed by the all-encompassing dark. All hope must surely perish. Your soul thrives no more. How could you not understand? Our dark emotions surround us, crying, "Save us from ourselves."
There you go. It's just like a Tool song.
Kind of a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that good? That was maybe I should start writing some songs for them. I could speed their creative process up dramatically. I pump that out in a few minutes.
Now, guys, I really just want to let our listeners know I am by no means, when I do my quote unquote goth voice, making fun of any of my goth nerds out there, because I was one of you in high school. The only difference was my mother wouldn't let me out of the house.
Did you write goth poetry?
Dressed in so much. In fact, I bet give me 5 seconds and I can find some of it from high school.
Do you have something that's that depressing that we just
probably
read?
Even more.
Really?
More depressing.
What is
it?
So
you explain
that to me. What is the fascination with that? Like, what is what is the
I
whole
think
goth
there's
thing
a little
about?
bit of ego
Mhm.
in it
Come
too,
on.
whereas no one can understand how I feel. You know, it's this,
Mm.
type of
I blame
thing.
everything on The Cure. I'm sorry. I think
The Cure is amazing, though. Who doesn't love The Cure?
no, I do. I'm just saying, like, The Cure, like one of the first girls I wouldn't call it dating because I rode my bicycle to her house, but one of the first girls that I really was infatuated with, she was a goth girl, and she played The Cure every time I went
Right,
to her
right.
house
That's what you do.
over and over and over again. And I was like, enough of The Cure, baby. Let's get hot and gothy.
You wanted
Goth.
a little
Yeah.
hot and gothy
Hey,
with a
this
little
is how
Motley
much I was
Crue?
into her. I would ride my bicycle test 20
This is how
miles
gothy I was.
to her.
Ready?
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Whole, like,
Oh wow. Yeah, you were drawing dark
Yeah.
gothic stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
yeah.
That got real serious.
That got serious quick.
Sorry.
I just don't quite understand the I don't understand that world apart from how South Park depicts it. So
Well,
I have a
but
very
the reason
limited
that it's so damn funny is because it's pretty true.
yeah.
But you got to admit,
yeah,
there's a part of you as a heterosexual male, at least looking at female goth. I won't call it cosplay because that's their identity, but it's just there's something kind of hot about it, right? It just is. There's something hot about
Okay,
something
goth.
ready?
hot
These
about
are just
goth.
some titles. I'm not gonna read them.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
I can't
All right.
I
All
can't
right.
do it.
You
But
can't
just
do it.
some titles.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
some titles, okay?
Okay.
Yearnings of the soul.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's like that's an MMO title. That's like we could make a video game called Yearning. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. What else you got for us?
Elysium.
Elysium.
That's a beer. Good beer.
Is it? Okay.
Wanton existence.
This is fantastic.
Hey,
Yeah.
read us just a couple of lines.
Yeah, give us some
Just
scribbles.
come on, just a couple.
No,
Please.
no, I can't do it.
Please.
This
come
really
on,
ties
Beth.
into the MMO talk
Oh
we're
my
gonna have here
gosh.
in a couple minutes.
Come on, just give us a couple
Yeah.
lines. Just please.
Mhm.
Come on. No, don't think about it. Just read it. Stop.
Okay. This is so
Come on.
No, I'm so embarrassed. This is so bad.
Boom. As I'm watching her read them,
Yeah.
I'm like projecting onto her face and her look right now. The same haircut, right? I love
Yeah.
her. haircut.
No, it was
Pretty
way
close.
but
It was
worse.
pretty
black.
close. Yeah, black.
Black.
Dark.
No,
No,
try
no.
again.
Yeah.
Tess,
The other way.
I'm saying, no, I'm just saying I'm looking at you as you're
Oh.
reading this, and I'm imagining you with that red lipstick, and I'm talking
Mhm.
black, jet black hair with
Oh.
it kind of hanging over your eye.
Like this.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I gotta really pull it up.
And you're like, I don't know, 7 years younger. I mean, like,
Like 18.
No, but when I was in high school, I had like super duper.
like I
short hair
said,
like
7
this.
years ago. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
short.
Exactly.
No,
All
I'm
right,
not
well,
reading any of this.
Let's
There's no way
hear
in
let's
hell.
hear something.
Please, come on.
Now do
You're such a
goth
teat.
Now tell
Come
me
on.
about goth writing. Now, do you write about like boys? Like what
so
exactly is being
bad.
written about in the goth? Are you
Okay,
writing about
Dan's saying read it, damn it.
Yeah, are you
No,
writing
oh god.
I'm with Dan. Dan's right. Goth chicks were hot and freaky at the same time. I
Yeah.
could not agree more.
what so
Come on, Tess.
give me some
no.
give me some
Please.
details about
I hope it's bad because I think
yeah.
that'd be
You-
funny.
okay.
Come on.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm just
Okay,
curious as to
ready?
what they wrote
one
about.
sentence. One sentence.
Okay, all right.
This one is obviously about a boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a God. I'm so embarrassed. Please don't turn away. Your back is a damnable wall. You dwarf me.
That's fantastic. This is so great. This is the same stuff that I just wrote.
Exactly.
That's
But no, then it gets-
amazing.
then it-
I
then
love
it's
it.
like, every word you say is a stigma in my palm.
Yeah. This is
Like it's so bad. You
okay.
guys,
Hold
it's
on.
not
I'm gonna
even
give you.
close to being
Let me give you some goth
No,
music.
I'm
Here
done.
we go.
I'm done.
There we go.
Tess, I
I'm
love
done.
it.
Nope.
All
That's
right,
it.
give us there. I got the
Nope,
music
I
out for
closed
you.
it. I
Give me
closed
a
it.
couple
No.
things.
Oh, no.
Now, I got a question for you.
Hey,
So
Dan's right. We got some ASMR going on here with Tess.
yeah, you see the thing that I don't understand is look at the cover of the book that she wrote all this in. It's like sunshine and happiness and like, is there a unicorn on the cover of that? Like, it doesn't look like a very goth notebook.
Wow. No, it has.
Okay.
It's
Hey.
not very goth.
Okay,
She
do you know
just got to the
how I know
part about
Tess
the,
was she was yearning
yeah.
to be goth?
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
the
yeah.
girl I dated, when I would go over there and be like, hey, baby, I'm trying to get with her, right? And be like, hey,
yeah.
let's go watch a movie. And she's like, no, let me
No.
read you one of my poems.
But here's
And I'm like, enough with the damn poems. Like, I want to get freaky. She's like, no, this is so deep. I'm like, no, enough with the deep.
this
like-
is
Yeah.
so bad. These are
Stop.
so.
I'm going to see if maybe we can get, hey, you know, maybe we should start like a Kickstarter to publish that. Tess's goth book.
Let's start it.
No, let's
I
not
think we
do
could
that.
make some,
No,
I think we could
because
make some
this
quick cash.
this honestly deserves to be burned. You guys, look, I just you can see how much of it. Almost this entire thing is full. Of
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, can
Yeah.
I just say this?
Yeah,
It's
let's do it.
amazing that
Yeah.
you kept it and you
It
have
is
it,
cool.
Tess. That's cool.
And I do think that we need to sell it and profit from it in some fashion. So let's go ahead and
No,
try.
I just want to get my hands on it, read the whole thing. Is what I want to do. So I can
let's make a goth
get into the
MMO.
psyche of Tess.
Can we do that? Can we make a goth MMO? All right, well, Tess,
Sure.
tell everybody how
Let's do it.
they can get a hold of us real quick before we get too sidetracked, which we already did.
Oh my god, this
She's
is
way
so horrible.
she's
Okay,
waiting too
I'm
too.
done.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Okay, I'm happy now. I'm no longer. What was my goth name? Dark Butterfly.
Yes.
Oh no, I am. I am still Dark Butterfly. You can visit our website at stopstandinginfire.com. Like the fire of eternal damnation. That's how I feel inside. Or you can email us at stopstandinginfire@gmail.com. You can tweet us. You can tweet us as a show at SIF Podcast or Boom at Boomtap Live. Or if you happen to be a goth babe and want to like not get with Militus, you can tweet him at Old Militus.
You can't laugh,
or
Tess.
me.
You're goth.
I can't help it. I'm so full of joy.
You're gonna be. I don't have any happy music. I need to get some happy music. All right.
You can tweet me at debuff this. You can visit our Twitch. We are live Wednesdays, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific at Twitch TV/Standing in Fire Podcast. Or you can call or text us at 702-625-1337.
That spells leads. Hell yeah.
I said I was gonna try to fix that, and I didn't.
It's a good thing it was there.
I didn't. Try to
It
fix
broke the arousal I was feeling because when
Yeah.
Tess was going in that voice, I
Uh-huh.
felt like I was 15 again.
Yeah.
I felt like I was seeing this girl across the room, and then when that happened, just totally broke it. So
Well,
thanks, Boom.
well, you know,
Appreciate that.
it's pretty good. I don't know really what to say.
Us hardcore goth chicks. Hold on, I gotta get like this. Yeah, you know.
Well, all I do know is that we usually play any phone calls, texts, or tweets that we got, but we didn't get any phone calls or texts, and so I wanted to go ahead and talk about a tweet that went out this week because I think this is kind of important to remember. So I'm into this phase of my relationship with Pantheon MMO and Visionary Realms where I like to tweet them questions, right? And I either get like an answer or I get deafening silence, and that's okay. It's fine.
like your last idea, which Dan,
Yeah.
I want to throw you some praise.
Yeah.
Dan said was genius
Yes,
in the
and I
chat.
agree
The
with
epic
him.
store idea.
Yep, because you know what? It's one of those situations where money is money. But anyway, so I said, so we're going to talk about this. We got WoW Classic and it's all the rage right now, and it's important news because it's MMO stuff, and I mean in part it's something we're really passionate about. So I created a tweet and the average, well, it's not even the average. A fast World of Warcraft player will get 2 level cap in 240 hours of playing. Okay, a fairly
That
fast
seems
MMO player.
insane to me, but
Yeah.
I was there, so I
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah, so
Way
200
longer than
it's-
240, by the way.
Yeah, and I was way longer than 242, but you know, a pretty
Well, that's because
fast
we were
person.
like
Yeah,
MMO
we were
babies.
naive.
Yeah.
Now that's
Like
versus
now, I bet we could do it a lot faster.
that's versus the modern expansion, which took 6 hours. Okay, for somebody fast.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so we're you know, I'm digressing here, but anyway, 240 hours. So my simple tweet was, hey, what's the over and under on 240 hours being how long it would take to level up in Pantheon? Right? I thought that was a fair question. Do you think that it's going to be longer than 240 hours to get to cap or less than 240 hours to get to cap? What do you two think?
Well, for me, it's going to be longer just
Longer?
because it's going to be a completely new system that I have to figure out. And especially if it's, not as solo friendly. And I say that lovingly, I'm not bashing that. As some other MMOs, it's going to probably take me a long time. So I would say that is, for me, not probably realistic.
I don't see a chance in heck you don't level. You're the fastest leveler in all of the land. There's no way you get that done over 240 hours. No way.
No, yeah,
You will
it'll
be
take
way
me.
under.
I bet it'll take me more.
You'll half that. You'll be like 120. Militus, what are you thinking? Over or under? Are you going to take the over or the under on 240 hours?
You know, Boom, I was a good friend, and I actually went and voted on your tweet because it was a poll.
Well, now I had to do a poll because they wouldn't answer me. So that was the second part of it, right?
Where did you put this poll at?
On Twitter? Put it on Twitter.
In Twitter.
Under whose name?
Yeah.
Yours, Boomy?
Yeah, it's under me.
Yes.
That's how I
didn't
tweet
see
stuff.
it.
Yeah, well, so you said also then over, right? Because it was
I did.
overwhelmingly
I think it's going
everybody
to be
thinks
over 240.
you think it's going to be over 240 hours to get to cap. So that's pretty crazy. That's a lot of gameplay because I am 120 hours into Odyssey, and I can tell you that's all I've done. Like I play that.
You know what else you could tell us every
couple hours
week?
a night. Yeah.
Every week you tell us how much fun you're having.
Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun.
So Boom,
it's having so much.
aren't you
fun.
making you're voting in your own poll just by your play style and behavior? Yeah, if you love it that much, you love this game, you're gonna play it.
But how long do you think it's going to be? Okay, so everybody overwhelmingly is telling me it's going to be longer than 240 hours to get to level cap. Do you think this game is going to be a 300, 400, 700 hour to cap game? Where do you guys think this is going to come in when we start talking about Pantheon, just the leveling process? Because I broke it out. If you figure it out, 2 hours a day, let's just say, of playing, at 240 hours, that's 120 days straight of just playing 2 hours per day. And that's quite a bit of time. I mean, that's a good hunk of time.
I'm thinking back to, and again, Tess is right. I was naive and I didn't play the game, quote unquote, to
Properly,
level.
yeah.
Right. But it took me 9 months to reach cap in WoW in vanilla.
I couldn't even tell you how long it took me.
How long do you think you were playing? What kind of time do you think
I played
you
a
invested?
lot. Well, I started out like most people probably, give me a hit.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was back like Dave Chappelle. Give me some more. I was back all the time. Yeah. I think I probably played, I bet I played a minimum 10 hours a week. And on some weeks, I might have played as much as 20 hours.
Right.
So
that's about right. So that's about this range of time then. So if it was a 700-hour game, it would be about a year for somebody to kind of level up. So you're kind of telling me 500 hours is about what you're telling me to cap.
Yeah, and I want to make an argument why
to hit level cap. To hit level cap, it took you that long? Playing that much?
Me?
Yeah.
And WoW, it took me 9 months. Yeah.
Tess is going to come in now, and she's going to be like, it took me a week and a half. Like she's gonna fly.
But
through this.
Tess, I also, as a night elf, camped. See, this is funny because we always talk about camping being EverQuest, but I did this in actual WoW.
Oh, you did.
I camped Satyr camp near Ashenvale for about 3 weeks. So just go kill the shit out of satyrs for, I think it was like silk cloth or something.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I just sat there and killed them for 3 weeks straight. I got no experience because I out leveled them, but I just kept slaughtering them.
You kept doing it even with no experience? Oh
no, because I was getting all the sweet drops off of them. They were one of the mobs that dropped a particular kind of cloth. I think it was.
No, it was that doom cloth, the green stuff.
No. I know what it was. There was a chance. I didn't understand MMOs at this time. It's like a 0.003% chance.
Oh, yeah.
That it would drop a fell cloth.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, if I get one of those, I can buy my new blue sword because I saw some on the auction house. I'm like, so I it was just me being stupid. But here's the thing, like Boom, guess what? I had fun. I had a boatload of fun, and I was playing my own way. I just got out of a motorcycle class. I took a motorcycle safety class last weekend.
Right.
And one of the themes of the class was ride your own ride. There are like a lot of people who start riding motorcycles, go out to these group events, and they get with a lot of people and they wreck because they're not riding their own ride. They're trying to follow other people and they get in trouble and they crash. And I was thinking when she said that, I'm always thinking video games. I'm like, play the MMO the way you want to play the MMO. Like, don't worry about meta.
Did you bring that up in class with the motorcycle?
No,
people?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
It would not have. There was one dude sitting next to me with like nipple rings and spikes coming out of everything.
I'm glad he was in the safety class.
That would not have played well with him.
You're not gonna get a motorcycle though, are you, Milla?
I do have one already, a very small one. It's like a souped up moped, basically. Long story. We'll talk about it later.
Well, that's so now you guys just heard it on the show. So I like to ride motorcycles. Militus now does motorcycles. So now this summer is RVing. Next summer, Militus and I are going to ride from California to New York on motorcycles with Pantheon flags flying behind us.
Cosplaying an Archai and a dwarf.
Yes, we're gonna cosplay an Archai and a dwarf on our motorcycles. We're gonna go across country. This is gonna be great.
I have it.
Yeah. Okay.
You do one motorcycle with a sidecar.
I would be in the sidecar as the dwarf.
Because dwarf is in the sidecar all the way. Oh my gosh, could you imagine the looks that we would get cruising across the interstate with a dwarf in a sidecar? And some glowy guy on the actual, like people would be like, what is going on?
We would get the police called on us. There's no question. People would say these people are mentally disturbed.
Man,
let's get them some interventions quick.
Visionary Realms, we gotta make this happen. This is one of those things.
I think it's got. Here's another argument to make about why I think it's going to be a long leveling curve of hours. Boom. This game, because the small team is not going to be like what we think it is. It's going to have some big zones that are going to require you to explore and grind. There's not going to be a bajillion quests. Here's why. Quests cost money. It costs program developers a lot of time. I remember hearing Rift developers talk about this. Like when they were building Rift years ago, how much money. And Star Wars, SWTOR is another great example of this.
300 million or something like that.
300 million. And a lot of that was on like voice acting and quests. And some of the quests were great, but some of them, I think a lot of, here's the
pink
thing.
lightsabers.
Think back to side quests in SWTOR.
Yeah.
You remember that early on? I remember thinking, this sucks. I would rather have been farming satyrs, farming Naga, farming something than doing those. And the fact that it took someone that you had to pay loads of money to build the quest, Visionary Realms does not have that budget. So what they're going to do is they're going to create a big world because they're going to be able to do that pretty easily in Unity. And they're going to have sparse quests, but they're going to have a lot of camps that you can grind.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll have rewarding drops, like low percentage drops or something.
Sure.
Plus you'll be getting
Reasons to do it.
experience.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like if you, the three of us, hook up one night, we just grind in an area for an hour and we get half a level, we're probably all going to leave that experience and say, that was fun.
Oh yeah, I used
Yeah.
to leave with a bar. Remember how they had the levels broken up into the bars, and if I got a bar or two, I felt great.
They still technically do if you turn off, if you put your UI back. But
but that goes like this every time you kill a mob now in the game. So it's like it's kind of pointless. Like you'll knock that out. I've seen Tess launch a new WoW expansion, and before she closes it for the first time, she's already at cap. So
that's a lie.
No,
that is a lie.
Not even. Not even.
Tess, you could play 6 hours. I played with you nearly that amount of time.
Yeah.
So that's not a lie. You literally could open the session.
But if she would have actually tried it, she would have broke that record. She would have easily been 5 hours. She's the fastest level. I don't even know. She somehow manages to make him go faster. I don't know how she like. I can walk behind her and she'll walk faster without a buff. She just does it. She's a fast.
No, well, it's also that now this is my secret. Ready? This is my secret. I just don't stop.
Yeah.
So like other people like stop and like it drives my mother nuts. Like my mom, whenever she would play another game with me, and I think Minus and Haya can attest the same thing to when they played like 2 hours of Guild Wars with me. I don't stop. Like I'm like, all right, now follow me, and we'll go over there. I'm like, kill those two guys, these two guys. Ready? Next stop. Let's go. And it's not like, all right, now we can go back.
It's exhausting.
No, we just go. Yeah.
I mean, it's
all
great
I ever see when I play with her is her butt, because I'm just running behind her the whole time.
Yeah, you run. You don't stop. Like she'll have everything dead too by the time
she's already killed all the quest objectives before I get there.
Exactly.
She's like, we're good. On to the next spot.
Now, the way Minus and everybody painted the game to me in the past, I just envisioned a very small world where you only have there's 6 mobs in the world. That's how they painted it to me.
No.
And I'm gonna walk up to one mob and I'm gonna kill that one mob over and over again. That's how they've painted the picture to me.
No, it's gonna be a big world.
Okay.
Unity allows for them to robustly design the world.
Right.
But I will say this: I want to throw some numbers, some min max.
Okay, min max. Give me it.
Okay, here's my min max. I say minimum 300 hours.
All right.
To a range of maximum, like for a brand new player, casual player, 400.
Right.
And I say that's it. If you go beyond that, it's going to be so grindy. No one's going to want to get to level cap. But to me, that's a nice sweet spot. 300 to 400 hours.
I think 300 to 400 hours is about where we're going to be.
And of course, you'll have people like
do it in 100 hours, right? You'll have
yeah. You'll have someone like completely gamify the system and do it in 150
Okay,
hours.
then I'll be able to probably do it in 3 months.
Yeah.
And would that hurt your feelings?
No, I think that's fine.
That's a lot of gameplay for that. That's a lot of gameplay when you
a lot of bang for your buck.
What's going on?
That's
yeah, a lot of bang for your buck for sure. Well, that was just kind of a fun thing
to get to level cap.
That's
not including all of the extra like exploring and doing all this extra stuff, and then doing some end game stuff. Yeah, and all all the crafting. So that's the only thing that slows me down.
Yeah, I bet I have that many hours.
Crafting.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. I will stop. That's the only thing I stop for. Crafting. That's it.
Well, we also had a cool poster.
Yeah, VR got on Instagram. Get off my lawn. What is that? What is Instagram?
I don't know, sure. And I'm.
That's okay because apparently I don't understand Twitter because I can't find Boom's frickin'. I just went and looked again. I still can't find his poll that he made.
Yeah.
No, I don't understand Twitter at all.
People have been looking for Boom's poll for years.
Oh, zing. All right, here, that deserves there we go. There it is, Militus. I went ahead and threw it on the screen. So I'm trying to figure out. I don't seem to be able to get this poster onto the feed. But I
That's
don't
okay.
know.
I think people
What's
have
the
seen
best
it.
way to
Yeah.
describe it? What's the best way to describe
It's
it?
very
It's a
Star
bunch of people.
Wars-ish.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, totally reminds
Yeah.
me of Star Wars, where you
Yeah.
just have a lot of uh figures. It looks like all of the classes,
All the
or
races are there.
yeah.
All the classes are there. Well, I'm not sure if all the classes, but
I
certainly
see
all the races.
All
Militus
the races.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
Milla.
I see Lex at the top. No.
Yeah.
Lex is not an orc. He's a Scar. Where's the Scar?
I do like the gnome.
Is the Scar at the bottom?
The Scar is at the bottom.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And the
Then the
yeah,
gnome
Yeah.
looks cool.
the
Is
gnome
the-
looks cool.
Where's the halfling? Is that in the middle? Is that like a halfling druid?
Yes.
You
Dead
can't-
Yes.
center?
In the
Okay.
dead
Halflings-
center. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Human to
there's
the left,
halfling. Yep.
Archives to the left.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
No. The halfling's kind of. Then what's the? Okay, there's two
Is
druids.
that human?
Sorry, two halflings.
Are
There's two
those both
halflings.
halflings?
I think so, because
Hmm.
one's the druid, and then what's the
Yeah,
one next to
With
the
fox.
dwarf?
What's the fidget spinner
Yeah.
over on the right hand side? What's that about?
No, that's okay. You're not paying attention. That is the
Fidget spinner.
gnomes. That's like the gnome. That's like the
Oh.
gnome
'Cause
enchanter. It's like their
looks
shield
like it's
thing.
it looks like it's covering his wiener, or it is a fidget spinner. I
Everything's
can't
gonna
tell.
be back to
Like,
the wiener.
Well, what
Oh,
I'm
God.
worried about is that maybe like maybe it's a censorship thing. Do you think? I don't know. Are they already censoring these people? I don't know.
This is fun. I cannot wait for this game. Can we just like take a moment
It is really
and
cool. Now,
just say
this created
so
something though.
excited.
This created something that was kind of a hubbub. They're putting these images exclusively on Instagram. So if you want to see
Mhm.
these, you got to subscribe to their Instagram. That's the only way you're going to get these.
That means I'm gonna have to get a
these
freaking
images.
Instagram.
Yeah,
I
so
have one. I think there's like one picture of a flower from like 2007 or something on there.
so I picked on them a little bit because I said they'll go exclusive with that, but they won't go exclusive with Epic Store for money, right? So you know, I had to
shots
throw
fired.
I had to throw a little shot out there. I was like, you know, they are into exclusives, just not those kinds of exclusives.
Do you have the link to this? for people who have
somebody
Instagram?
can probably get that. I'll start this while you do that.
Don't know your gaming news? Well, neither do we. But who the cares?
All
Best
right.
$20 I ever spent on that bumper.
was-
I love
It was a,
it
it's
so
a great
much.
bumper. It's a great bumper. It's good. I've been looking at bumpers again because one of the things I'm going to be doing is a all video game podcast that's going to come out later this summer.
Oh, are you
Yeah.
going to bring back kind of a big deal?
Well,
Mm.
no, because I couldn't get Tess or Militus to answer me earlier about possibly guesting or being part of the show, so it was just me.
The only time I
And
heard about it
so
was this 8 hours
I
ago when you were like,
just
Tess doesn't want to
decided-
do this.
Yeah,
You never
so I
asked.
just decided I was going to do it on my own with just me because nobody else wanted to party with me, and that's okay. I'm used to it. I'm an only child. It's okay. It's the,
Well, can
the
I
feelings
can I
go deep.
guest on your new podcast?
Yes, absolutely, you can. I'm going to. I want to talk about. I want to talk about the vast world of gaming that is right now. This is the best time in the entire history of the world to be a video gamer.
Is
This
it?
is
Come on.
amazing. Oh my gosh!
Is it
it's the-
really?
it
I
is
know you said that a lot. A
the
lot of people
best
do, but
time.
is it? Come
Oh,
on.
I'm
I
telling
would
you
push
what.
back to that a little bit.
We've
I would
never had the wealth of games and content and the increase in the technology and the just the variety of
Okay,
the product and
you
the
say that.
accessibility ever. Never before.
Then
in
why
history.
don't I feel it?
Yeah, I don't feel it either.
Okay, and we're going to talk about this in a few minutes. In
Okay,
our
we're
moments
gonna
of-
talk about this
sorry,
in a
our Pantheon patient. But I want to bring this back up at that
Oh,
point in time. So just
No,
package.
no, and yeah, I firmly, I'm just in awe every day when I get on. I mean, the very minute I turn on
mean,
my game
it's
system or turn
great
on my
for-
computer, I am grinning. I grin.
It's great
constantly.
for indie. It's great for indies.
Yeah.
But here's the issue. Do you remember when you would have your AAA games and you would have 5 AAA games dropping every single year, and
Right.
everybody
Right.
wanted to one up the competition. So
I feel it's still that
and
way.
no, I don't feel it's that way.
I feel
Whatever,
Because
it's still
dude.
that
the
way. It's
demo
still
is
that way.
dead.
You're
And
crazy.
so-
No,
You're
no.
crazy, Boom.
Yeah.
There's no way. There was probably 5 AAA releases this month that are
Dude,
really
people don't
decent
even want to
games.
call their games MMO anymore.
No,
Really?
not MMOs.
Or
There's
RPG.
MMO is a whole different thing, and I want to talk about that in more depth. Because MMOs
Or RPG.
I'm telling you to play the greatest RPG that I've ever played in my life.
We
and you
had
haven't
this
even touched it.
conversation pre-stream.
Yes,
Don't
we had
yell
that
at me.
Yes, so you can't tell me the RPG thing, but you can tell me the MMO thing because that is a thing. But I know it's going to make a comeback. The problem is it's going to make, and I don't want to get too much because I have a point I want to make once we get into our Pantheon patient segment, because I had some people get in touch with us and I want to kind of share something. But I still say it's just been so great. It's just, I grin constantly. It's just so fun. Like, it really is.
Well, I'm happy
But,
for you, Boom. I'm glad
but-
you are.
Let's talk about the behemoth in the room that you wrote down here, Militus. World of Warcraft Classic. What do you think?
Okay. So, the first access to the WoW Classic / Vanilla beta, I believe, was on May 5th.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Today is May 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped on Twitch today, like I do a lot of days, to see what's going on. And still, today, May 22nd, the #1 viewed game right now on Twitch, World of Warcraft.
Yep.
Not BFA, but one streamer alone I was watching tonight, Asmongold, had near 80,000 people watching him.
Right.
one dude.
Right.
And I thought, okay, hold up. I thought, what is this? All these questions about Pantheon started swirling in my head as I'm watching this, because I played vanilla WoW, and I have a lot of nostalgia and feelings. So here are my questions to you guys. With classic WoW grabbing so much of the attention of our gaming community as a whole, what parts or aspects of classic WoW do we think will resonate with those in the Pantheon community? That's my first question. And my second is, do we feel like VR is watching this happen?
Yeah.
Are
Have
they
to.
watching this and they're like, well, one, they got to be a little frightened of it, right? I would. I don't know if they are, but if I'm developing a game that is like a throwback to the old school game, what comes to my mind is EverQuest. And I didn't play EverQuest, but I did play WoW. And I remember some of the vitriol that went back and forth that I was
Mhm.
just kind of privy to, because a lot of people believe, right, that WoW hurt EverQuest and hurt EverQuest 2 specifically a lot in its development, because it pulled a bunch of people away. So what do you guys think? What do you think? Do you think that it will resonate with people in the Pantheon community? Do you think the developers are watching it? What do you guys think about that?
Well, I think that the big thing about WoW Classic is that is 100% kind of Pantheon adjacent, is this idea of, I don't want to play a game and hit level cap in 5 hours. I don't want everything handed to me on a silver platter. I don't want everything, I don't want everything scaled to the highest and the lowest denominator. I want things to be scaled to the median. And I think that is what all of us gamers that love Pantheon are feeling. We don't want to be defined by the whiners, and we don't want to be defined by the hardcore assholes.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is in the middle. And so at least that's what I think. They've got to be looking at the release of WoW Classic going, yes.
Yeah. I can see that
Because-
too. Yeah.
Because they've got to be going, look, everybody wants a return to that original style of gameplay. Everybody's freaking out about that original style of gameplay that we have been developing. So I think VR is excited, and I think that Pantheon will be very similar in terms of um I don't want to say difficulty, but in terms of like longevity.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I have to just throw a question back at you, Boom. I know I want to hear your response, but since Tess brought this point up that they should be happy, right? I want to paint a scenario for you, Tess, that I've been
Okay.
thinking about myself.
Sure.
So initially when WoW Classic was announced, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I kind of been in this gaming funk as of recently, and we'll talk about that more later. But I will say that it has caused me to perk up a little bit and pay attention. WoW Classic.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see a scenario whenever it launches and me playing, and let's say have a lot of fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, cool. I'm waiting for Pantheon anyways. I mean, hashtag Pantheon patient. I'm just going to play me some WoW Classic until it launches. But, Tess, here's what I didn't think about until just today.
What?
I started having a good time.
I think you're thinking about what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Go, Boom.
Mhm.
Tell me what you're thinking about.
Okay, I'll tell you what, and you can tell me what you're thinking. So you're having a good time.
Sure.
You're playing classic WoW, right? About the time Pantheon launches, they go ahead and launch Burning Crusade.
Boom. That's it, Tess. That is. Oh my God! If that happens, Tess, holy shit! because you and I.
Yeah.
I know, but now Boom's more of a wrath. He loves wrath.
He's a wrath baby. Yeah.
But you and
He's not a wrath baby, but he pretty much is a wrath baby.
I just like
you and I have this special place in our heart for BC.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, I really don't want to be there. I'm kind of scared, honestly, because look, what if they launch at the same time?
Well, okay, then this is what I would say. I'm an adult, damn it. I can
am
play
too.
whatever the hell I want. And if I want to play 2 games at the same time, I'm going to play 2 games at the same time. And if because at least when it comes to Burning Crusade re-release in a similar fashion as WoW Classic, this is why I don't know that it will pull me away from the shiny that is Pantheon.
Yeah. Well,
although I do have,
I'm telling you, it's coming.
Oh, and
what
I
it
agree.
It's essentially
too much money to be made.
Well, and it stops. It fixes their problem, which is they can only make an expansion every 2 years, and then in between they can throw the other expansion. They've got another 15 years worth of content essentially that now is hitting every single year as opposed to every other year because now I've got BC and I got the new expansion next year
and
I've got
no
Wrath
additional cost
and the new expansion next year. Yeah, just minimal.
All you gotta do is pay your sub.
Yeah,
pay your sub and you're in.
So let me explain. Let me explain why for this specific example that I'm not worried.
Hey, Fortune.
Even though you I have a very, very lovely place in my heart for BC. The place in my heart is not BC, it's Kara and all the raiding that I did and the relationships that I had. And that was the first time I was in a hardcore raiding guild and I was a hardcore raider. The actual BC zone, Outland, I hate Outland.
See, now I'm going to disagree with you. Now, here's the thing.
I'm going to disagree with you too.
So here's my thing.
I don't like Outland.
I was actually having this conversation with somebody today about MMOs.
That's my opinion.
What I love so much about BC is the fact that it's imaginative, colorful, creative. It's different. Yeah, every MMO that we're getting right now is grass and fields and trees and right? And I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just saying they're giving us the same thing. And what I want,
I'm just laughing because you're right. That's all. I'm just laughing.
That's all we get, right? It's like
I
we're
get
gonna
it.
get a couple
I get it.
orcs and some grass and some trees and some things. What I loved about that game was when I first played BC and I was going around Outland, I was in awe and I wanted to see the next zone. It was always like,
But
I
that
gotta
awe
fight
is
through the
gone
zone
now.
to get
Now
to the
you
next
have
zone.
to replay it.
Yeah.
How many times have you replayed through Outland, leveling
Okay.
up a new
Okay.
tune?
A few times.
And
I've
how
done
many
it a few
times have you been
times.
like, I am
Okay.
going to zoom through this as fast as possible because the gameplay
I
isn't
still
very
think
fun.
I actually think I would like it. Now, Militus is
so
talking me
boom,
into playing
Tess.
WoW Classic is what he's doing right this minute. He
No,
is
no,
talking
no.
me into it.
I just have one simple
Pantheon is
question for
shiny.
both of you. I just have one simple question for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
If what you're both saying is absolutely, if what you're saying is like, oh, I've done it already. It's not the new shiny,
Mm-hmm.
all this good stuff.
Yeah.
Then just one simple question for you. If you can answer it for me, I will stop the argument altogether. Why at this very moment right now is over 100,000 people watching that? If it was something they did then, that's
Oh,
not
no.
shiny, why
No,
are
'Cause
they
I don't think-
continuing to watch it? Why
I
are
don't
they
think they
continually
did.
doing this on Twitch?
I can answer that. Please understand that my argument was versus a BC relaunch, not versus the classic relaunch, which I really didn't play. I played enough of it. I mean, I was 60 when BC hit and all that stuff, but it was long ago, and the world is big enough that I can find some interesting things to do. I can find a new zone path to level that I haven't done before. Like, I haven't spent a lot of time in old school Thousand Needles, like original Thousand Needles. I could find some fun going and doing that because I don't think I ever did that zone pre-cataclysm, if that makes sense.
But I see where Militus
Um,
is coming, though.
But I do too.
I
I'm
don't know
not
what
trying
this
to.
means.
I'm
for
just
other
saying, if
MMOs.
you guys
Yeah.
are right, if you
I
guys
don't
are
know
right,
what this
people
means
shouldn't
for
be
other
watching
MMOs.
anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I actually. Here's the thing, right? Millions and millions of people played WoW. There's a lot of those millions when it got to its highest peak had not played Classic in its original form. I think there's an attraction to figure out what that is because it's been
That's
made
fair.
into this thing, and so I
That's
think
fair.
there's a lot. I think there's hundreds of thousands of people that are like, I want to experience this, and so I think it's going to be successful for that. I think the
I'm
thing.
kind of with you, Boom.
I think what you
100%.
have proposed, which I think is going to be the thing that happens, Militus, I think they're going to announce it at BlizzCon, and I think what you're proposing is probably brilliant, and I do think it's going to keep the game alive a little longer than it would have, because I think when the lull happens, people are going to say, hey, let's go back and do some of this expansion, and it's going to kind of create some interesting stuff. I think that poses a problem for any launching MMO, because you have to offer something now that doesn't offer. Either their new content
You
or their old
can't
content.
offer.
Well,
You cannot offer the
You're-
nostalgia.
you're gonna have to try to find-
that Blizzard can offer.
but you have
You
to
just-
try to find something that confounds them, and that's where I think it's got to be something crazy and grandiose.
And Boom, here's my thing. There are only, as much as we like to think about us being this large group, and we are a substantial number of people
Yeah.
in the gaming community. Okay,
Right.
but what we have learned over the last 5 years is we are no longer the vocal majority.
No, 12
We
million
are a
people is nothing.
minority.
Yeah, 12 million
No,
at the
Not
heart
next
of
to
it is
mobile
nothing.
gaming.
Nothing.
We are just
Yeah.
bits.
Yeah.
We are nothing compared to the mobile market.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
yeah.
seeing that with NC Soft now and other
Oh,
companies.
for sure. Yeah.
So here's my only worry is that, again, I really want VR to take their time. I want them to develop this game, but at the same time, what's kind of the gears clicking in the back of my brain are going, hold on,
Mhm.
there's only so many of us, okay? we got a limited number.
Yeah.
What we've seen over the last number of years is they've all been splintered off into different games.
Mhm.
Now you're going to take those same games and you're going to splinter them off into what essentially is like a classic or relaunch servers.
Yeah.
That's a doubling down. Like that's
Mhm.
exponentially you're splintering us. And so my only worry is, will there be enough of us left to support a new game
Yes.
like Pantheon?
Yes.
I listen,
Because
Tess,
we're starving. We're
I
starving.
want to believe, because I'm a hopeless utopian idealist. I want to believe that to be the truth. But I
Mhm.
have to admit, it does frighten me a little bit. It
We're
does, because there are only so many. I know we're starving, Tess, but when there are
Do you-
6 people
now-
starving, one loaf of bread cuts it. You see what
I'll
I'm
give you the
saying?
opposite angle of this, though. If people do get into Classic and they enjoy it,
You're not a
But they've already
utopian.
played it.
You're a fatalist. You're a fatalist.
oh my gosh,
I'm
that
deep
got deep.
down a hopeless utopia.
That guy.
Come on.
So, Militus, if Classic is successful and it does well, which I'm pretty sure it's going to do fine, it could also mean there's more MMO gamers that are kind of enjoying that, but then they're also like, well, I've already been here, done this, and then Pantheon comes along and they're like, oh, there's the new thing, but it has more of that vibe, so it could draw hundreds of thousands over to that place as well. Could.
Sure. I mean, anything's possible.
I have one other comment on this,
Okay.
and that is of why I think it's good, and that is the hype train being so successful for WoW Classic. I also think is a great thing for Pantheon, because it shows VR.
It's still alive.
How to put it?
MMOs
How
can
to
Just
put
people
still
want
work.
those kind of tenants. Those
No.
old school tenants.
Not just the old school tenants. What it does is it shows VR. Look at all these players who are quote unquote nostalgic. Who are nostalgic? Older players, more mature players.
Yeah.
WoW Classic is not appealing to the Fortnite crowd.
Militus's son
Well-
is not clamoring for WoW Classic right now.
No, and everyone got all kind of bent out of shape whenever they announced a launch date. I was not shocked. Zero at all.
What's
Zero
the
shock.
launch date?
It's the 25th or 26th of August, something like that. But okay, just think about it. Brilliant. Blizzard marketing, brilliant.
Yeah.
Because what do? You launch it right when your kids
Are going back to
get
school.
out of your hair and go back to school.
Well,
That's
I'm
when
a
you launch it.
teacher. That's when I go back to
But-
school.
But Tess, think about it. Is that
No,
not brilliant?
it
It's
is
smart.
absolutely brilliant to
Yeah.
do that. To say, you know what? We know these guys are older. We know they all have, most of them have kids.
Families.
Let's
Mhm.
launch this whenever they get a little more free time on their hands. When the kids are back at school,
Mhm.
they couldn't have been any more smart about when they launched it.
It's
perfect.
kind of an interesting thing, isn't it? Well, it's
I'm
gonna
an
be it's
adult,
gonna be
I
fun to
promise.
watch. It's gonna be really, really fun to watch how this all goes down.
When is Alpha gonna take place?
This game's
when
never
is it,
coming out.
Remember
Remember that episode from that?
Hey, you better not make the game hard. I'm telling you. If I have to play the game and actually say it, you put us
Well, it's time for our Pantheon
Best
patient segment.
$0 I made. I
That was
spent
good.
on a
That was a
bar.
good one. You did a good one for that. Let's talk a little bit about how we've been patient waiting for Pantheon to come out. It's gonna be a little while. What do you got for us, Tess? What have you been Pantheon patienting?
I actually got to play a little bit of video games
Nice.
this
Ooh.
week, you guys. I know, I'm so excited. So, I played. I talked last week about Graysill Plays, and he reminds me of Boomy, because he loves seeing how far he can flip his truck in Farming Simulator. You know,
That was pretty funny.
2019.
Yeah. You don't get that stuff back, by the
Stuff
way.
like
That
that.
truck does not recover.
It's gone forever.
It's gone.
He-
You just
so-
have to buy a new truck. Yeah. It's very real.
And so last week I was talking about that I was enjoying watching his stuff, and that I saw that he was playing a game called Universim, and they had gotten, which is still in pre early access, so it's not completed.
Right.
But they dropped a new patch on it, and you can play it up almost complete up until the modern age now. And so I bought it and I played it and I streamed it, and it was fun. I had a good time playing some Universe Sim. And then I played a little bit of Diablo season 17. I didn't realize until Minus was like, "Who wants to play Tess?" And I had missed his
It was
comment
last
to
night,
me.
right? It's Tuesday night.
No, it was earlier than that. He
Oh,
was
okay.
like, "Do you want to play?" And I had completely missed his message. And but what I did see was when Boom was like, "Yeah, she doesn't listen to anybody because I've been in work hell and I just suck." And I was like, "Wait, there's season 17? Hell yeah, I'll play! Come on, Minus, let's go!" And so I'm at 41, level 41.
What? Already?
Yeah, I know. This
And then
is what I'm
it's
telling you
2
about.
days.
Yeah.
Dear
She's
God.
like, but I
been
had 2
2
days to get to max level. Yeah. I know max level is like 70, whatever. But anyway, yeah.
Wow.
That's
Congrats.
what she does. I know. Yeah. That's what she does. Did you guys power level at all? Did you guys like have
No, I
somebody in your
haven't
group?
been able to power level at all. That's just been
Yeah.
me like running bounties. Like that's it. That's all I've been doing.
Tess is a badass. That's all we
I
need to
know it.
remember.
I know it. It's pretty crazy. It just keeps on going. How about-
Everybody, I guess, has a superpower. I don't know.
You do. You got it. Your superpower. We know what it is. Militus, how about you? What has kept you Pantheon patient?
It's complicated, and I need
All
some
right.
help from both of you.
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
So you two are my close friends. Chat, my
Yes.
close friends. I need some advice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a psychologist, but I'm reaching out for an intervention from
All right.
you. I need some
Okay.
help.
Yeah.
I've just reached this point over the last couple of weeks, and I guess every gamer goes through this. Maybe.
Gaming death.
Yeah, it's just
Mhm.
I just don't feel compelled to play anything,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
It's because there's nothing out there that you really want to play. There's nothing that you wake up. Do you remember how you used to be like,
Yeah.
literally, I remember on our show the conversations about, listen, I have 45 minutes before the wife and kids come home.
Yeah, I know.
And there's just nothing there now. And I feel you. And I'm going to buy. How do you feel about RPGs?
I like RPGs, but I like playing with my friends too.
I know you do.
That's the only kind of
Everybody needs a way through.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're in it.
Everybody needs a way
Yeah.
through.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are some games that I would say are a way through.
I see. Kind of get you out of the depths of your.
Yeah, of it. But Milla, my bubby, I think what would be really fun is if you and I revisited some old standards.
Such as?
Like while Boomy is on his vacation, he hasn't yet gotten to Tennessee yet.
Yeah, he's
My-
about to
my
start
ex-
his big trek though, pretty
Yeah.
soon.
My Xbox
Yeah.
is going with me, by the way.
Well, I don't have an Xbox, so I can't play with you.
Yeah. No. That's okay.
But maybe we could revisit some Secret World. We could revisit
I would
whatever
say
you
that's
want.
a great idea, and I would join you guys in that quest. But I
Well,
played
you're going to
after
be
they-
gone.
after they tweaked it, and they did like it was better the way it was originally. They really
I agree.
They
Yeah.
really
I
messed
I
it
really
up.
didn't play it. How did they mess it
Oh.
up?
It's-
Legends is just different. Yeah,
they,
it's different.
they just took something that was
How?
great.
They did
and
jacked it up, Tess.
This is the crazy thing, Tess. I can't even explain to you how they did it. It's like this weird thing where it was kind of going along pretty well, and then they just they did some kind of weird stuff to it.
They modified a
And-
bunch of abilities and
Yeah,
changed.
and you're like, I don't even want to
Aw.
play it. It's weird how bad it is. But I love the game. I would
Okay,
join you
well,
guys in
I've
that.
got one that is a multiplayer game
Okay, all right.
that you can play
Okay.
with groups.
'Kay.
And you have to. It's a learning curve though. Pillars of Eternity. Have you played that one?
PoE.
Yeah.
Oh no, Path of Exile is what I was thinking about.
You're thinking Path
No,
of
I've
Exile.
heard-
Pillars. Pillars is great. Divinity:
Eternity.
Original Sin is another one that's
I've
great.
I've never
You
that
played
is a
that,
good
but I've
one.
heard of
people.
that one. Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good one. And
Um,
people say they get really addicted to that one. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will, you know what? Because it's your birthday.
I bought you guys both a copy of a great game that you guys could play together that is co-op that you would have a lot of fun with.
Victor Vran.
Victor Vran.
Yeah.
I haven't
it's-
played that one yet.
And it's hilarious and it's just Diablo. See?
Well, my buddy, my dungeon master. That sounds so sexual,
Yeah,
but
that's-
literally my
that's
dungeon
not-
master,
Man.
my 5e, my
That was-
D&D dungeon master is from because Victor Vran is a Bulgarian game.
Oh,
And
cool.
My DM is Bulgarian, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you haven't played that yet? It's
So funny.
hilarious.
It is so
It's
funny.
so funny."
To be fair, I've only played through the opening little
Yeah.
training scene, but
Yeah.
I liked it. The WASD controls are a little weird
Yeah,
for me
it's
because like
it gets there.
that
It's not
top-down
quite-
view, I always
Mhm,
want to like click to move,
mhm,
and it's WASD. So, but you can like climb walls and bounce off of
mhm.
stuff. It
My
is pretty
favorite,
cool, and I
my
really
favorite
appreciate you
part
getting it for me.
is my favorite part is you're walking up this one path, and the narrator says you have to choose left or right, and I chose right, and then the narrator says he has chosen wrong, and I just died laughing. It was just like this. It was just this like crazy cool connection with the game. I don't know. It was pretty fun.
So there
yeah.
you go.
There you go.
When boom goes off, for your birthday, I'm gonna get you Divinity 2.
Oh yeah, you guys should
And-
play that
The
together.
original sin too.
Yeah.
It's an RPG or co-op.
It's
co-op.
well, it's RPG with multiplayer.
It's like
you
4-player
can
co-op,
play
yeah.
through it.
It's
with
actually
two people.
You're gonna really dig this game, I think, Militus. I think you'll really
And
like. the
Dan
game.
agreeing with you guys. Doom Turkey. Thanks for Dan Doom Turkey.
Yeah.
Crystal TV. Thanks for the suggestions. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
it'll
definitely
be
do that.
good.
Definitely
Yeah.
do that.
And you can play them single player, but you can also do them as multiplayer,
Yeah.
and we'll play through them, and you'll have a great time. And I think that it will get you over the hump
Cool. Well, thank
while
you.
we're waiting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you very much. What
Okay.
about you, Boom? What would have been your Pantheon patient? I'm very excited to hear about yours.
Since everybody's been playing WoW, and making it sound like so much fun, I'm having a little bit of a hard time not going back.
I'm
I
not
haven't-
going back yet, just to be clear. Not
I
yet.
haven't gone back, but I was driving home from work and I was thinking about queuing up, even with the pug group.
In our May snow.
In our May snow, yes, we had 20 inches of snow just south of us
Yesterday.
But I was actually, as I'm driving, I'm like, and I was like, maybe, just maybe, I would like to do it. Now, I know the problem is this: if I sub, I'll have about a month, maybe 2 of fun, and then I'll sort of get tired of it again. So it's kind of a quick fix. But I'm having a really hard time. I spent my week though playing Rage 2, which I had a blast with. I think that game is a lot of fun. You just can't take it serious. It's
What
like,
is that?
it's
What's Rage 2?
it's
I've heard about it, and I have
it's
no idea what it
it's
is.
a big open world shooter, but it's like very
Oh, it's a shooter now.
post-apocalyptic kind of
Is
a
it
vibe.
third
with
person or
lots of-
first person shooter?
This is a first person shooter. It's not third person shooter.
Okay.
It's kind of a looter shooter. It kind of feels like that, even though it's not kind of classified as that. But you know those ones where you kind of go and you get loot and you upgrade stuff and do that. Kind of has that feeling. But it's got a little bit of the Running Man kind of feel. There's like a TV show that you go on and you take out all these zombie kind of guys and you do all this stuff. It's fun. It's a good like get in get out kind of a game. It's not something you pay for a long like. It's just kind of a, I don't know, guilty pleasure kind of a game, and I just have a lot of fun with it, and so it's just fun. But as I did that, I just went back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, just like that, and
We're shocked.
So
We're
here's what happens with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So Militus is telling me this, you know, when I need a game that I want to come back to, and I want all this stuff, and I want to. This is a game that I actually think about when I'm not with the game. Like when I'm at work, I'm just like going, man, I cannot wait to get home to play that game. Like, I just want to play more of that game. That is what that game is. It is absolutely fantastic. And I'm super excited because E3 is coming up in a couple weeks. And they're supposed to announce another version, kind of like Odyssey, that's going to take place in kind of a Norse mythology. And it's going to be kind of Viking-based. And so I'm super excited. I might get another game that'll be kind of fun, that's kind of like this because they really have done a good job. Now, it's single-player Militus. It's not something you get to play with your friends, and that is a downside to it. But I'm telling you what, it just has that catch that just I just want, you know, I played it before the show. I don't know if you guys saw. I streamed about an hour of it before I went live with this because I was just like, I wanted to play. And so, you know, I was waiting for you guys and I hopped on and I did a whole bunch of levels. And it's, if anybody wants to know what the game is like, you can go on there. It's just like a little blurb. That is the heart of the game. And I had to strategically go through and kill this camp and everything. It was just absolutely fun. I have firmly now put it as the top game I've played in the last 10 years.
Wow,
it's
that's pretty
that
big.
category. It's that category for me. It's just a masterpiece. It is beautiful graphics. It is gorgeous gameplay. It's fun. It's pretty amazing. But with that said, I don't think I'm too many weeks away from cracking into WoW again, if a week at all. So
Yeah.
You got the WoW itch, huh?
I just, you know, I just want to play. I just want to do a dungeon. I just want to go run some content. I just want to, you know, I'll go over there with all of our peeps and see if they've
Good peeps there.
See if they've
Good
erased me from the guild yet, and you know, I just might do a little bit of that. So there you go. That's how I've spent my time. I also wanted to mention one other thing that caught my attention this week. So a game that Militus has been tracking that kind of reached out to us a little bit called Defend the Night. You've heard about this, Militus? Tess, have you heard of this this MMO, Defend the Night? Like when she tries to talk and it's muted, it's so hilarious.
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
It's so funny. I was just gonna let you go for a while, but that's okay.
No, I'm glad that you warned me. It's because I cough a lot because I'm a school teacher, and so I always have a cough. But no, I haven't. I've heard you posted a little bit about this game, and so I kind of like I visited their website. That's like the extent of my knowledge.
Well, it's kind of fun because a couple of devs invited me to be a part of their little Discord channel, and I've been kind of talking back and forth a little bit, and they've been really, really cool. And they were kind of talking. They're fans of Pantheon. They're excited to see what's going on with that. They feel like their game is going to be different. They're not kind of going the same direction with it. And there's a couple different things in a video that they had on the website that I thought was pretty interesting. But I'm kind of keeping an eye on it because I really do think there's going to be a resurgence in MMOs, but they might just not be AAA titles. We might not see another AAA MMO for a long, long time. But this kind of gave me that hope that, you know, maybe that there's going to be a few of these games, and that's really good because we need variety to kind of cover some of the aspects. And one of the things that I'm scared of is that every time a new MMO is announced, besides the fact that it's always grass and trees and all of that stuff that I mentioned earlier, all anybody can talk about is the hardcoreness. Can it be hardcore enough? Can we just pump a little more hardcore into it? I want to be, when I die, I want to be so punished that I don't ever want to play again. I want that kind of punishing MMO. Like when you die, somebody comes to your house and actually tasers you in the right boob. Like that it's that kind of hardcore that everybody's after in these MMOs. And I was like, you can criticize World of Warcraft all you want over the years and for some of the changes they've made and how it's kind of been depressing and also, I don't know, in some ways good. But some of the changes that they made have been great. Like, not every change they made from Classic was crap. Like, a lot of the things that they made from Classic became really good features, and I don't see a lot of MMOs like totally jumping on board and saying we want to add those features because they think that means they're not hardcore, and that's not what it means at all. So I've just been kind of keeping an eye on this because it looks like Guild Wars 2 to me. It's got a little bit more of a tab. It's a tab targeting Guild Wars 2 kind of a thing.
It
Slower
definitely has
gameplay.
the Guild Wars 2 interface, doesn't it? You
Yeah.
can see your mana and your health.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah, it definitely does.
And so I was like, this could be kind of cool. So I don't think we can have enough MMOs. I'm excited. Obviously, Pantheon's going to be the thing that I'm gonna play with you guys when it comes out. But I wanted to keep an eye on this game, so I wanted to mention it a little bit in Pantheon Patient. We may even do a segment with the devs. They've kind of agreed maybe they'd like to come on and talk about it, so that'd be pretty cool. So we'll see if that's something that happens.
Cool. And they, if you want to give them a follow on Twitter,
Yeah.
Defend the Night's a really good follow. Every Friday, I'm pretty sure it's every Friday, they do something really crazy. I've never seen the studio do. They will show you a snippet of the gameplay that they were working on this week.
That week, yeah.
So, yeah, they'll say, hey, this week we were working on the CC for the Mage Class. Here it is in action. And they'll show you the clip of like someone playing a mage or wizard, whatever, and CCing a mob with ice block or something. Like, it's really, they're very transparent, and I love that.
And it's got kind of a cool, like, I've been watching it and watching the progress. It's still a ways out, all that kind of stuff, but it's got some cool stuff going on in there. So excited for all the MMOs. Like, I want them all to do well, and the last thing I want to have happen is see somebody, like Classic come in and make it hard for everybody else to have a game. That's the last thing that I want. So there you have it. That was what is keeping us Pantheon patient this week.
Patient.
And if I sound like I'm stalling, I am, because I'm trying to find this.
The redneck music.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you are tired, you might be a teacher. And if you're tired and it's 100 degrees, you might be in Tennessee. If you're tired and it's 20 inches of snow outside, you are probably a teacher in Colorado.
Yeah.
It is now time for the forums and Reddit segments. Militus, what sorts of things did you come up with? Did you come up with my Reddit post that got lots of downvotes? Like, I'm the downvote king.
What do you have, like negative 185 karma on your account or something?
Reddit is a cesspool of filth and debauchery. And I post like reasonably decent posts, and everybody just downvotes it because they're all wiener heads. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. You don't get Twitter, Tess. I don't get Reddit.
I don't. Yeah. Well,
I
don't
don't get
try
Instagram.
Reddit.
And Militus doesn't get Instagram.
Age where I don't understand social media.
And everybody that's listening, can you get off our lawn already?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, this week's Reddit segment tackles something that's similar to what we've talked about before in a previous episode, but I think still a pretty good topic. And that it was posted by SS Arch 25. I'm guessing like as in archery.
20.
Well, no, I'm thinking of like
Sarge.
archery. And
Oh,
this
yeah.
makes
SS
a lot of
Archery,
sense given their
25.
post.
Yeah, they're 25 years old. Their first name is Samantha, and their second name is Sarch.
Sarge. Okay.
And
So they
are
asked
archers
the
by
question.
trade. Yeah.
They are.
I'm sorry. Go
But
ahead.
special kind of archers.
Yeah.
No, they title their post request. Can we have a few more classes use archery? And then what we've talked about this in a previous episode, like pure archery.
Right.
But I like SS Arches or Sarch's idea about this style of archery. Listen to what they have in mind. I've always liked the idea of a druid that uses a bow, and it seems to make sense. Nature-based classes that also have a ranged attack. I'm playing one in my D&D campaign, Tess, and it's a lot of fun. Could we have more classes in this game use bows? Otherwise, it seems like it's only a ranger if you're only into archery. Edit. 2 inspirations for what I'm talking about are Tyrande from Heroes of the Storm and WoW, which is a healer druid and shoots a bow. Some ranged attack spells, buffs and heals, and shoots a magical bow as an auto attack. Also, cool owl ability that shoots an owl across the map to look ahead. The other would be the magic archer class from Dragon's Dogma, which, to your point, puts a nice spin on different ways to shoot an arrow type thing. Super cool class that channels magic through a magic bow that is simply the conduit for his abilities. What do you guys think of like having a class that has a bow, but that it also wields magic?
Well, Sirarch. First of all, in D&D, bow attacks are ridiculously underpowered compared to other attacks. So, and I would say so in a lot of MMOs. Physical ranged attacks. And I was the hunter for years and years and years and years and years. It tends to not do as well. I would agree with you. I like when I play DPS to play a pew pew from range, but not magic pew pew. Like I don't want to be a mage. But it just is going to depend on what the over under on damage is with this. Would I like to see more bow attacks? Yes, 100%. Would love to see it. I think that when it comes to range DPS and MMOs, they want something more. Devs tend to want something more flashy than just somebody shooting a bow. Like they want to do all of the additional area of effects, or not of area of effect, but the visual effect of the mage going bia bia bia, you know. And it's a little hard to make a magic arrow look distinctively different is what I think killed it in video games.
Interesting take. What you, Boomy?
Final Fantasy 14. I have a bow and I do some healing with it. And I like it. So I think it does have a place. I think you could do that, and I think it could be kind of fun. You always have that one where you shoot it in the sky and it sprays little sprinklies on everybody.
Oh yeah,
That's
I love
always,
that. Yeah,
that's always a good idea. You know, you could do that with like a bow. You know, I think you could do some sort of a flaming arrow, which would be kind of cool. That could have like something that maybe shoots out to other people, or maybe it just bounces around. Like, you know, it hits one and goes to another and goes to another and just shoots around everybody. I mean, I think you could do a lot of different things with that, and I'm all in favor. I like ranged classes, but I like ranged classes that, as Tess was saying, have some sort of like cool uniqueness to them. And I think you could achieve that with a bow. I think it's sometimes when I think about animations, it's, you know, you think about your core classes that, you know, like, gosh, now I'm having even trouble remembering what I played in World of Warcraft. That's how bad I am. But, you know,
Played a shaman.
Yeah. But, you know, when you're casting those things, you know how they keep them unique so you can kind of tell who's casting, and they're able to kind of do that. I think the bow kind of sometimes interferes with a couple of those others, and I wonder if they worry about like that. And also a bow is supposed to be fast. You know, it's not a slow animation. It's supposed to be faster. And but
no,
I think
a
there's
gun
totally
is,
a place
but
for
a
this.
bow. And anytime somebody does like a multi-attack with a bow, I'm like, how is that physically possible?
Just put little streamers. Just put little streamers on it. Because it's magic. Because it's magic.
Well, I think that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think it can create problems too because of the balance. Because you're talking about mixing physical damage and
Physical
magical
other stuff.
damage.
Yeah. Well,
And that seems kind of overpowered.
Everything could be a balance issue with this, but I wouldn't even mind a pure healing class, though. A pure healing class that uses a bow, and they just heal. It'd be kind
I loved it. Like in SWTOR, my smuggler would shoot people to heal them. I would shoot them with a stem.
Yeah.
It was gonna go there.
Well, and like in like what's
cool.
the stupid shooter? I don't like shooters. Overwatch.
Yeah.
They do
The
a
Ana.
lot of things. Yep. They have a lot of target based. So I think they're going to do lots of cool. Yeah, somebody mentioned in WildStar. Yeah, that's what I used to play a medic in WildStar.
Oh, the spell slinger. The spell slinger.
Yeah, spell slinger used to shoot but you pretty much had area of effect in everything in that game. So it was kind of this cool like way to kind of heal. I had a lot of fun doing that. So I think there is a possibility for something like that. And I do agree, like sometimes the weapon users get kind of roped. Another podcast was talking about this. One of the things they like about ESO is the fact that you can pick up a bow even though that's not your main thing, and you can play a bow, and that does have kind of a cool ring to it. I love that kind of thing.
And that kind of reminds me of the original Secret World, where it didn't matter what the hell you did. You just picked up two weapons, and that would dictate your entire skill slot.
And it was kind of fun that way. And Guild Wars 2 has messed around with that a little bit too. I think the Secret World was like one of the most fun.
Secret World
was just so amazing.
Guild Wars did that too.
Yeah. So, and I know that's probably not the way this, Pantheon is going, but, who knows? Maybe we can get some super cool, awesome, bow hunting skills in here for them. Yeah. For them. All right. Let's see here. I have another segment coming up, and sorry, I'm so slow today. 702-625-9337. That wasn't the segment that I wanted at all. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find it here. I need my glasses is what's going on, guys. I'm looking at this little tiny font.
Word. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Let's see here.
Fluctuation.
Oh my gosh.
But that's just it. It is a constant fluctuation.
No, that's not right either.
Sorry, nothing is ever going to be even.
No,
that wasn't it. Okay.
That wasn't right either.
Okay,
where's the one where she says someone's on top? That was awesome.
Yeah, that's what she says. She says somebody's on top, somebody's on the bottom. You're gonna get some loving.
I said way more suggestive things than that.
I think she said that, and then she started playing the Cure. The Cure's greatest hits.
The Cure. I know, right? It's
I'm getting my poetry back out.
It's absolutely
Here
hilarious.
we go.
I don't know why I can't get my lounge music to play. I have no idea what's going on, but
gosh.
it's not gonna play. I'm gonna have to play.
God, take the reckless.
Okay, since it's Goth Day. All right, since we're having Goth Day, I'm gonna have to play some goth music tonight. That's all I got. But I'll still go ahead and give us our soft GIF. So it actually goes. It's perfect time. If you watch the GIF, it's in perfect sync with the slow music.
I don't see it on our.
Oh, there it
It's
is.
time to get soft.
I don't see
Goth
it. There
style.
it is.
That's so gross.
Tess,
So nasty.
how does a goth get soft?
A
you
goth never
explain-
gets soft.
No.
A goth stays hard.
No.
Would you say?
Always. We have to build up our soul
Yes, we do.
You have to build your soul up with hardness.
in bricks of blood.
Is there any part of a goth that's soft?
No.
No. I love it. All right.
Well, we had a lot of stuff. So, guys, again, the best
Buckle
place
up.
to get
Get ready.
the best place to get community news is to go to Pantheon.plus. You can see all of the content creators and
It's
everything that they've done.
Soft.
It's very soft.
See, it doesn't work with this music, but it's funny.
No, it doesn't. We had so many videos. Excuse me. This week, Micah did a Bard video. Love you there,
Nice.
Micah. VOT. This was really cool. Have you guys watched this?
I did the community content creators,
They did a Community Matters show. It was
and they had a
wonderful.
T-shirt too. Pretty cool.
Yeah, they've got some merch, and we'll see if we can't figure out a way to tweet that merch out because it is super awesome. Y'all need it. Pantheon Plus did a video about death in the game, and
That's hard.
yeah, it's an interesting, like, what do you want when what happens when you die? Do you lose experience? Do you lose gold? Do you what do you
Yeah.
have? What happens?
I know one thing.
Baz-
You make it so hardcore that nobody ever wants to play your game again. That's what you do. You punish people, man. If they die, they're noobs. They deserve to. They deserve to die. Screw them.
Baz
That's what you
had
do.
Baz had
Yeah.
a Baz Flash on the main newsletter, and
Mm-hmm.
then Nathan, as usual, Nathan Napalm, my bubby, my bubby. I just love him to death.
Mm-hmm.
He had 3 videos out this week.
God, he's a
Um,
machine.
He
He's a
is a
busy guy.
machine.
He's a
That
busy guy.
man, he is awesome. But he did, and not only did he have 3 videos out, but he was also on the VOT Community Matters video. So, he had a video out about a new stream for Project
Fairfield?
Farfenugan.
Farfenugan.
Project Farfenugan. That we're just gonna call it that from here on out. It's Project Farfenugan.
And he had a video out about all the visual effects updates, and this one was awesome. If there's one video, well, go watch them all. But this one tickled me pink. I just loved it to death. It was the voice battle. It was Nathan versus Chris versus Wisdom. It's awesome. You guys, you gotta check it out.
Good.
You gotta check
It's
it out.
really
It's
good.
So
Yeah,
good.
it's really good.
It's so cute. So
And
that
I'm just gonna
was-
say this. Hold on. Before you go in to start watching it, everyone's gonna think of right away. They're gonna go, "Come on, Chris kicked everyone's ass." Hey, watch it. I'm
watch
just
it.
saying, watch it because
Chris is
there
a
m-
golden tongued god,
no,
but
he is-
watch
I'm
it.
just saying there is an underdog that makes a pretty big showing. So go check it out.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. Well, on that note, everybody, it's time for some shout outs. You can always give us a follow, give us a sub on Twitch. That's always nice. You can contact us. You can do all kinds of really cool stuff. That's awesome. We'd love to have you. I don't have any specific shout outs because I played a solo player game this week. and so I don't have anybody to.
Well,
to
I'm gonna
shout
give
out
a,
to.
I want to give a shout out to Punk, who joined
Yeah,
us in
yeah.
chat tonight.
Yes.
And
Punk
Punk had this.
and Doom,
Him and Def had the
Fortune.
had a stages of MMO RPG
Yeah, that was last
gameplay.
week. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I really liked their video that they put out. And yeah, everyone that joined us in chat, everyone.
Crystal TV.
Well, our chat,
so
we have
many
the
people.
best
Yeah,
chat
we have the best
in
chat.
the entire industry. Like,
And-
we are
and,
so lucky.
Yeah, and if it wasn't snowing here and we weren't so lethargic, you'd get an even more exciting show. I'm on all kinds of medication. I almost died from the last show, so I had to go get medicated. And
You
I
sound
still,
better, Boom.
Well,
You
thank
do
you.
sound better.
I still am a little bit having a rough go. But guys, if you like the music that you're hearing right now, be sure to visit Jeremy W. at Oak Production. I've got a couple other people to shout out to that give us some music that we play in the background. You can catch that all on our websites. Be sure to follow us. Give us if you get a wild, you're wanting to kill some time at work and you don't want to do anything, go on to iTunes and give us a good review. That's always a nice thing because we need good reviews.
No. Call us. I need more interaction. You guys don't understand. I've been teaching, and I've been living in my office, and it's dirty, and it smells like teenager and Axe body spray. I
Gross.
need.
On that note,
I need you.
we are out.
Thank you.
You know what smells worse than Axe body spray? 60 freshman girls and all of their Bath and Body Works merged into one offensive cloud of crap.